We are back live, my friends. We have over 100 books in this office written by top scientists where they admit they're drugging the water supply to sterilize you, reduce fertility, and give you cancer. But here's one written by the White House science czar, John P. Holdren, Eco Science. It's free online. You can read the text online at major universities. It's 1,000+ pages long. Why don't you go scan through it for yourself? I mean, even mainstream news has reported on that, AP, Reuters. But here it is. After stroke scans, patients face serious health risk. Cancer, their hair falling out. Turns out they're now trying to forcibly scan people all over the country. And I mentioned that mainstream news has reported now that the body scanners at the airports are 20 to 50 times stronger than what they had previously claimed. Here's the Mail Online. Airport body scanners could give you cancer, warns expert. Give me a document cam shot of that, guys. Airport body scanners could give you cancer, warns expert. Here's another one. Columbia University body scanners increase risk of skin cancer. And here's another one. Airport scanner radiation underestimated. It wasn't underestimated. They knew exactly what they were doing. And, oh, here is the Telegraph. Now, they call, in England, fits. They call convulsions fits, but later in the article they call it convulsions. And, of course, we've had top brain surgeons like Dr. Blaylock and others on to explain to you that the mercury and other chemicals cause violent convulsions because it causes an autoimmune response or swelling of the brain. And it's actually come out in court that many parents who are arrested, they get their 18-month-old, their third round of shots, and normally when it happens, they go into convulsions that night, wake up and can't ever talk again. They're, quote, autistic. No, they've been lobotomized chemically. And it's meant to just be an overall IQ reducer for everyone. But I mean, here it is, London Telegraph. Flu jab links to fits in under fives officials. Members of Parliament have told not to use a particular flu jab on 1,010 children under 5 after it was linked to tenfold increase in fits. It can be revealed doctors should stock alternative vaccines for under 5s who are due to have the seasonal flu vaccine this winter. A letter from the head of the Immunization Department of Health said. That's the shot in England with squalene in it. It really gets the autoimmune response going. The action is being taken at a rate of convulsions caused by high fever among children in Australia, given the jab was 10 times higher than normal. Convulsions. Remember, I told you a year ago during the flu hysteria that it was to make money and that it was a lie. And now the British Medical Journal admits that. We had Wolfgang Wodarg, the head of the EU Health Commission, on to say conclusively it was a fraud and the vaccine is dangerous. Conclusive. 47-nation board with top scientists. Conclusive. Oh, but they're getting ready for the flu season again, so you got to take all these shots. Squalene wasn't even approved and was in many of the vaccines. But let me explain that something key here. We literally have found hundreds of books and thousands of government documents, UN documents, State Department Memorandum 200, United Nations Biological Diversity Assessment 1996. The list goes on and on. I cover it in my film Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. WhatIsTheEndgame.com is the website, has a full online bibliography documenting it all. I mean, where they brag how they're doing it. We just found another top professor of bioethics that they decide in the last 20 years they don't have Hippocratic oaths anymore in the West of doctors that do no harm. Now these bioethicists like Peter Singer and others say, no, just kill children, kill old people. The government should be able to decide. Drug the water. Well, Oxford professor calls for mass drugging population through water supply. Phil, how do you pronounce this guy's name? I still can't remember how to pronounce it. Julian Savulescu? Okay, I got it right. I'm not good at pronouncing these names. And Aaron spent all weekend writing this article, Aaron Dykes, that's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. I suggest, and then we have links to government studies where they want to put lithium and Prozac in the water, and we have links to Fox News promoting lithium to be put in the water, and the Japanese government's looking at it. I mean, this is a long 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-page article with every line hyperlinks to government documents. I mean, don't just sit there and say Alex is a nut. You go read this. And this professor, well, here's the editor's note written by me at about 7 a.m. this morning. Everything documented in this detailed article correlates with the ongoing eugenics operation of the scientific dictatorship already underway. Humanity is under chemical, biological, and psychological attack. Please check out the research. It is essential, and share the information with everyone you know, Alex Jones. And then there's Aaron Dykes' article. In a 2008 paper titled Fluoride and the Future Population Level Cognitive Enhancement, that's their spin, bioethics professor Julian Savulescu claims that water fluoridation may be the key to future of humanity. He argues that fluoridation may not merely be about tooth decay, but the drive to be better. Oh, remember that weird federal study that they had on CBS News where they said mercury containing drugs is actually good for your child's brain? In fact, cue it up. Mercury good for you, please. It's in the computer. People won't believe that. CBS News. Oh, the government says, Journal of Pediatrics, that mercury's good for you. Drugging the population's water supply, he claims, is a form of enhancement that can pave the way for the future of mental abilities and other functions could be improved with drugs. I got news. They've had study after study, including AP 2 years ago, hundreds of major water supplies, the top 100-plus cities, you can pull it up, where they found levels of Prozac and birth control and other drugs many times higher than it could possibly be there from sewage runoff. I mean, even Scientific American reported last week that shrimp are becoming bold and swimming right up to crabs and fish and birds and being eaten, and they're testing their guts, and they're full of Prozac. That's how much Prozac's flooding out of the Mississippi from the cities, that the shrimp are completely brain dead. And just, oh, I love tyranny. I'm not worried about a corrupt government. Fluoride's coming down the river that the humans drank. Prozac, oh, I'm a mindless zombie now. You think I'm joking? Just search the term shrimp committing suicide or shrimp becoming more bold. You'll get mainstream news. Now, listen to this. And they're just getting a little bit of what we're drinking. You understand that? Fluoridation is the tip of the enhancement iceberg. Science is progressing fast to develop safe and effective cognitive enhancers, drugs which will improve our mental abilities. This is from the report. This is the guy that advises doctors worldwide, one of the top bioethicists in the world. For years, people have used crude enhancers. A new generation of more effective enhancers is emerging. And it says I don't know this drug, MODAFENIL, Ritalin, Adderall, that's a Prozac, serotonin reuptake inhibitor, and others. And then he goes on and mentions a whole group of psychotropic drugs. But only highly safe and effective cognitive enhancers are developed, and they almost surely will be. The question will arise whether they should be added to water like fluoride or our cereals. And he goes on to say that the government needs to do this basically without people's permission. I mean, look, it's Oxford, top bioethicist. Go read it. I mean, imagine being Alex Jones and reading thousands of these and then testing the water and knowing it's there, and then you talk to the idiot public and they're like, I don't care. I don't care if the plastics that we're eating out of are going to sterilize me or give me cancer. I don't care if the GMO crops are going to give me cancer on record in all the major studies or sterilize me. I don't care if they're doing this, because I've been told by the television to only care about the Yankees and how they're doing in the baseball diamond. People don't like admitting that they don't have control over their lives. They don't like admitting that there's a scary global scientific dictatorship on record engineering the GMO crops to reduce fertility and cause serious degenerative diseases and cancer. I mean, just search BT corn studies show organ failure cancer in lab animals. You'll get hundreds of studies. I mean, look at this right here. AIM toothpaste, fluoride toothpaste for kids. They tell you on the back, if you swallow more than a dime size of this, call poison control. It's a cumulative poison. Causes serious brain damage, massive IQ reduction. I mean, all the major brands now, purified water with fluoride for babies. When the American Dental Association, for the last 3 years, has said, don't brush your kids' teeth with fluoride, it'll give you fluorosis. You don't believe me? Search the term. American Dental Association says don't brush children's teeth age under 6 with it. I mean, you think I'm playing games here? I'm not joking around about this. Do you think all these big companies and industries, year after year, would just let me get on air and say this if it wasn't true? When I get up here and say the monkeys that they fed aspartame to, that's in thousands and thousands of products, that the monkeys died or got cancer, I just put out a video Friday that's had 250-something thousand views. 250-something thousand views. And it got most of those the first day, and it was on the front page of YouTube. And you could see it was the #1 video. It had the most views. Food, the ultimate secret exposed. It's highly produced, took 2 weeks to make it. It's free. Put it out there to warn people. Okay? Now, my crew and myself, we put this together, and they removed it completely from News and Politics section being #1 and put other videos on top of it. It just completely removed it that have 5,000, 10,000 views. In fact, I'm going to show PrisonPlanet.tv viewers right now. You can go to YouTube yourself and click on News and Politics, and they've got videos on there with 14,000 views, 10,000 views on top of my video. My video's not even there. So no one challenges the information. YouTube just removes it from their front page. You know, they claim that, oh, whatever's most popular is what goes on the front page. Baloney. Baloney. I've got videos that get over 1 million views a week. They're nowhere on there. Our search term, Food the Ultimate Secret, was the #1 search term on Friday on Google. And it was only there for an hour and a half, and they removed it, and now the term is non-searchable at Google Trends. It didn't get replaced. It didn't move down. It didn't lose the pole position. It didn't lose the Super Bowl of InfoWar. It got removed. Removed. And I told you over a decade ago when Google first was founded that In-Q-Tel at the CIA created it. And what do I have? Mainstream news. Wired magazine. What do they now admit on Thursday's publication? That it's a complete front of the CIA and can, quote, predict the future. In fact, people won't believe that. Just search the term Google coming out with software that can see the future. And whether that's true or not, they're claiming they have this power by tracking everything you do and being able to predict it. This is so amazing. And again, I'm hyperventilating. I wanted to get on air and calmly go over this, but how do you calmly discuss this? You know, I know if you're a new listener, you heard me say that the government came out a few years ago, and it was on newscasts all over the country, that, oh, independent studies find mercury's good for your child's brain. Mercury's a deadly heavy metal, the worst out there. But here is local CBS in Austin that took the national news piece and read off the teleprompter, the news package. Here it is telling you mercury is good for your child. Now, am I the conspiracy theorist saying mercury's bad for you? Everybody knows it's deadly? Or am I telling the truth here? You make up your own decision. I mean, who's kooky? Alex Jones or the media telling you mercury's good? Here it is.
Medical headlines with Medical Watch reporter Seema Mathur.
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids, according to 2 new studies in the journal Pediatrics. There have been widespread concerns that mercury-based preservatives in vaccines might impair the neurological development of children. These new studies suggest that the opposite, that the preservatives may actually be associated with improved behavior and mental performance.
Oh, there you go. But this, see, when they talk about enhancement, when this top bioethicist at Oxford comes out and says this will improve human behavior and cognitive enhancement, they mean it's going to make you a servile, drooling zombie who can't even have a cognitive thought in their head and will go along with this global government taking over. And for the globalists, world government's only the beginning. They state once it's in place, you will be exterminated. Right now, they're just slowing population growth and soft killing slowly and testing if we notice. Testing if they come out and admit it, will they get in any trouble? This stuff's all out in the open. By the way, I did happen to find in my stack Thursday's Wired magazine. Here it is with Obama and Schmidt, the head of Google, on the front. Exclusive, Google, CIA invest in future of web monitoring. The investment arm of the CIA and Google are both backing a company that monitors the web in real time and says it uses the information to predict the future. And then we wrote our own articles detailing it. Google and CIA plow through millions into huge recorded future monitoring project. Infowars.com. Oh, here's some other news. Is your detergent tracking you? and it admits they're putting RFID in all these products to track you in your home.